real quick?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
see
I'm
if
gonna
it's
show you.
showing. Yeah, I changed my mic because I set my thing down a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's live. It's in there.
So they doing 1A right now. Uh, yeah. No disrespect. I just leave it at that.
Yeah, yeah, bro, but crazy, man.
Yeah,
We
it's
here,
crazy that
bro.
we here already, bro.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
we
for sure.
here at the playoff parent show, and I feel like the season really just started, bro.
Yeah,
And now we here at the playoff parent show.
yeah,
How
for
you
sure.
feeling, man? I just came back from tennis, bro. Like I
How
was
was
at
that?
tennis. You know what? Tennis is. If it wasn't so cold, I would have enjoyed being out there a lot more. But although I did enjoy being out there, it's just, bro. Let me turn this down real quick. But tennis is cool. New
Yeah,
Trier girls tennis got their 2A, won the class 2A state championship for the third time in a row. So they always dominating. And then I think 1A was Deerfield, and then a girl from York won 2A singles.
okay.
And then I don't remember all of them. I'm gonna be posting it soon tomorrow though. But tennis is cool. I mean, I get a little break for state championships now, so that's the good thing. I've been going to last 3 weeks. I was at state championships. Tennis this weekend, girls flag football last weekend, and then weekend before that it was golf, boys and girls golf. So it's cool though. It's a different experience than just covering football.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what was your the best state like as far as experience goes of the
Girls
sport
flag
so far.
football. Come
Yeah,
on
but
now.
I figured you was gonna say that though.
Girls
I
flag
figured you was
football.
gonna say
And you wanna know why? Is because for one, I mean, no disrespect, but I never golfed before, and I didn't really know what like it. Golf was very weird to cover, like or at least get content for, and I figured it out. But it was just I didn't know how to because I was always so worried about being in the way of people
that.
that's golfing because the way golf works is that they go in groups. So it's not like everybody's following behind one group. It's like one group will come down the parkway, then they go, follow down, and then another group will come after them. So it was like I
Right.
was always worried about being in somebody's way while they're swinging or something. Or and golf is like a silent sport, so
Yeah.
it's like it's not you're not accustomed to cheering for somebody until they swing and like the ball goes,
Right.
and I'm taking the picture as they're swinging, and it sounds like you hear the camera go, and I'd be worried that I'd be messing people up. So golf was a little weird,
Yeah.
but tennis was cool. Tennis is very interesting for sure.
Yeah.
It was just cold, bro. But flag football is obviously the best. I mean, it's the flag football is the best. I'll be
For sure.
honest,
Uh,
and it went the smoothest too as far as like being on time with the scheduling and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
For
they just
sure.
going over some 1A stuff right now. But yeah, I got soccer and cross country the same weekend in like 2 weekends and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, man. I on our post with the flag football stuff when I had talked about the boys having flag football, man. Some people were saying they didn't think it was a good idea. I don't know. They
I
said
can see.
like, do we need more football in in the spring, and it's gonna take away from the other sports? And I'm just like, well, I mean, if it's something the kids want to do, then I mean, I think the only people be mad is like kind of the adults, the coaches that probably want those kids in their spring sport.
Or they don't want their kids to get hurt. The ones that don't play spring sports but they play football, and
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
mean,
I would imagine that they would probably be people that don't normally play tackle football that would probably play flag football for boys.
I don't know.
But
I think all the tackle players will probably be playing flag football.
you
I
think
think
so?
so. Yeah, I think so.
No,
I know
I
so.
feel like so you think they would not play OT7? I mean not
Yeah.
OT7.
Well,
Not
I
not
mean,
OT7, but you know what I mean 707.
Yeah, 7 on 7. I mean, some of them, maybe not. It just depends. You know what I mean? Like, I think the top players who do it are gonna do it, obviously, just because of the exposure. But everybody can't play for a national team, so I think the players that probably play on the more local 7 on 7 teams will probably end up participating more in flag than anything.
Hmm.
because Boom is for like it's really the top players in the country. It's not
But it ain't just
everybody.
boom though. Like
No,
boom
it's
is
not just
just
Boom. Yeah,
yeah.
no, it's not just because you. But then also another question I have is like the states that have spring ball. How does that work? Because they run track as well. So I figure it's a way that they probably do both. In Texas and stuff, like some of those
Kind of
track
like a
runners.
similar like soccer players also play football, quote
Yeah,
unquote.
something like that. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think it's a way that you could probably do both, and they can manage doing both sports. I would assume,
Yeah,
because
they
maybe
do.
flag practice isn't every day. I don't know.
Yeah, they doing 2A right now. No
Okay,
disrespect to these lower classes, but we don't want to speak too much on them because we're not as educated on them as the
definitely.
other classes. So we'll leave it to the more professional people. Friday night drive, y'all got it. Y'all got it, buddy. Not us. Not off season. Hopefully in due time though. But
Yeah.
we
When
still a
we get
little.
more time to
Yeah.
cover more, because we limited, we're not doing it full time yet. So when we get to
Yeah.
the point where it is, then we can have more time to cover all the other classes. Because it is some ballers in the lower classes, man.
It is, and a lot of these teams that I'm seeing like Johnston City or Aurora Forsyth,
Yeah.
I do remember putting them in the like a Associated Press. Not I'm not putting them, but I make the graphic for the social media, and I do remember a lot of these teams being in the top 10 for the IHSA's social media. Let me pull that up real quick because I want to look at the Associated Press's rankings because I know a lot of these teams that are in classes tonight we officially realize who's going to be in which class, right? So we'll know which teams that were in one class on the Associated Press's rankings, and then they actually are in a different class. I suspect quite a few teams will probably be in a different class. One team I'm expecting is probably Glenboro West. Um, Probably going to get pushed down to 7A. Maybe what Bradley Bourbonnais probably gets pushed down to 6A because a
Yeah.
lot of teams got moved up because of success factor or petition to be in a higher class. Um, so we'll
Yeah.
see though
And
for
if that
sure.
does happen, I mean, 7A gets really interesting having if Glenbar West goes down, because 7A is already strong.
So yeah,
And
7A already interested already. So
yeah. And I honestly would hate for Bradley to move down, because I would want it to be as competitive as possible, like having Bradley in there. But I mean, obviously, like you can't have that many teams. Like somebody has to get bumped out. But imagine like Bradley, Glenbar West, Brother Rice, like all playing in the same bracket. Like that'd be crazy. But
yeah,
we'll see.
I'm gonna put up the last Associated Press ranking that I posted because I ain't post one from this week. But Rock Ridge, I've been seeing a lot of Rock Ridge too. Actually, you know what I can do? I could pull it up on the website of the IHSA football polls. So it looks like they're still in 2A right now, and Rock Ridge was sitting at number one in the Associated Press's ranking. We got some messages. Oh,
What?
I didn't realize people was messaging us right now.
I
Yo,
ain't
y'all
see it.
watching the Parent Show? Yes, we are watching the Parent Show. So are y'all gonna start covering starting 6A? No, we're gonna start covering probably 4A. No, 3A. I'm sorry, 3A. Because I think Immaculate Conception is probably in 3A, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so we'll probably start covering 3A. Appreciate y'all joining in. It's crazy. This is our first live stream. I didn't realize people
yeah.
would be
I just
actually
had
messaging
clicked
the
on
live
it
stream.
for sure. Love
That's dope though.
Kendall up in here. Love Kendall, bro. He said, "Yo, off season podcast. Let's go."
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, I'm interested to get to these. I know it. Like you just said, we're gonna start at 6. I definitely can't wait till we get up there
Yeah.
and see what matchups we get, bro. Because it's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting, man. We talked a little bit off cam about how 8A has shaped up, or it's looking like it's gonna shape up. It's kind of looking a little bit different.
Yeah, especially with injuries. Like Lincoln Way East, I think wait, I don't know if this is public, but the injury on Lincoln is that a public knowledge?
I don't think so.
All right, man, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Well, no, but he made a post.
He did make a
He
post.
did make a post though, and he said such and such out. I ain't gonna say his name though, but
Yeah, we'll just say they facing injuries.
They
I
facing
just
injuries for
yeah.
sure. So it may look a little different for them in the playoffs. And they on this. Wait. I'll wait. I almost said I'll wait. I gotta chill. I gotta chill. I gotta
Yeah.
chill. I'm over here finna. Well, I'm tripping. They don't, and they in here. They probably don't even realize what we talking about. But yeah, I'm
Right.
tripping.
Bradley, yeah, shout out Bradley,
Shout
man.
out
Bradley
Bradley,
had a
man.
bro that they really turned it around. If they had won that Lincoln Way Central game, like that would have really just set the season apart. But that big win against Lincoln Way West though,
Yeah,
like that was
bro.
a great way to come back
Yeah.
after that loss and knock off Lincoln Way West, who was undefeated. So shout out Bradley, man. They was one of those teams that was like on us early in our DMs, like, hey man, I don't know what y'all talking about, but y'all need to be tapped in. We like, yeah, all right, because they don't really get a lot of love in that area. All three of those teams are doing well. You know, Kankakee, even though they just failed to Crete last night, but Kankakee, Bishop McNamara, and Bradley, those Kankakee area teams are doing really well this year.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
But I loved how they all beat up. Like I'm really talking about Lincoln Way E, Lincoln Way Central, Lincoln Way West, and Bradley Bourbonnais, because those are the three teams that we was talking about in that conference and how they all beat each other. Like
Yeah,
Lincoln Way West beats Lincoln Way Central, then Lincoln Way Central beats Bradley Bourbonnais, then Bradley Bourbonnais beats Lincoln Way West.
for
That
sure.
that was
Yeah,
very
that was
interesting to see. And
interesting.
not only did Bradley Bourbonnais beat Lincoln Way West, they kind of convincingly beat them. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
definitely. Yeah.
So
And that's what I'm saying.
and
Like
then
putting it on that type of performance, like
but the
that
other
Lincoln
games
Way
were close.
Central. Yeah,
Yeah, but the
yeah.
other games were close. So that was an interesting thing to see for sure. I'm
And I
pulling
wonder
up.
what even rematches we get there in 7A, because they all of those teams probably more than likely going to still be in 7A. Well, Bradley maybe is
They
probably the only
it,
possibility, but
yeah, they may get
Central and
moved
West,
down.
yeah, Central and West definitely are still going to be in, so we might get a rematch there.
So if I'm looking at the associated, I got so they haven't started 3A yet. It doesn't seem. So I'm pulling up. I got 3A pulled up Associated Press's ranking. So right now they have Byron at number one. Byron got this one kid. What the heck is his name? He was on Friday Night Five a couple times, bro. They also Byron has been blowing out teams like all season.
Yeah, they
So like
have.
they definitely one of the teams to probably be watching in 3A. But then also we mentioned Immaculate Conception, and they got it back on right now. So they about to reveal the 3A bracket.
All right, cool.
So first round Richmond, Burton, North Boone, Bloomington, Central Catholic, my mouth Rosemont. So these ain't the teams that we really been following. I see a Noble a Noble team is in. Rounder
All
seven
rounders
and two.
in. Shout out
Yeah.
rounder.
But I really want to see who they have Byron playing and Immaculate Conception playing. If there's let's see. They got the guy from 670 to score, Edgy Tim, and then
And G
the
Tim.
Edgy Tim, TF North. You know, it's funny when
Yeah.
I first started at the IHSA, I sent him an email asking like, give me some head taps and stuff. All right, they got Byron playing Oregon, Bishop McNamara playing Hersher,
Oh
Chicago
yeah,
Hope Academy is playing Immaculate Conception. It looks
that's a good
like
one.
first round.
So Byron and Oregon, they played already this season. Byron
They
beat them
did.
35-7.
Yeah, Byron just been beating everybody.
Yeah, putting up crazy numbers.
Yeah, Byron.
Most
What's the name of the quarterback? Because I put the quarterback on Friday Night Five a couple times, bro. Because he just was just running through people, bro. Like running, like man.
man.
But I think Byron would probably be one of the favorite teams to win 3A. But then again, I see Catholic.
Yeah, and
They play a
they've
lot of
played
those
some
tough
tough
teams.
teams.
Yeah,
They
they play a
played
lot of those.
Nazareth close, almost beat
Mm-hmm.
them. They had to play Rita. They failed to Rita yesterday, but
Yeah,
still having to play some of those top teams. So,
yeah,
yeah,
and
they
only three losses. So what? Who did they did they beat? Naz?
no, they lost to Naz. It was a close one. I believe it was a field goal, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
Naz won off a field goal. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
Naz won.
I was thinking it was IC that won off of a field goal.
No, no.
Um, they got the actual Mount Carmel City. They're playing Tolono Unity, Williamsville, Hillsboro. So yeah, those probably the only few teams that we actually paying attention to in 3A. But Byron, I think would probably be the favorite to win 3A. But then also Bishop McNamara is undefeated in 3A, and then
They've been
IC
going
Catholic.
crazy.
Yeah, Bishop McNamara is undefeated. They just won
Yeah,
56-0 against St. Edward. So, but it's quite a few undefeated teams. It looks like it's in 3A.
yeah.
St. Joseph Ogden. So yeah, we really want to get to 4A though. That's what we more dangerous in talking about a lot of these teams because in 4A, when we get to 4A, Martini, Morris, Rochester, Mount Zion, Sacred Heart, Griffith, Breese Central,
Yeah.
like a lot of those teams. Like Mount Zion was actually in the state championship last year and they lost. They fell
Yep.
to the Paul Prep, which is kind of a little interesting because I don't know. I don't know.
What? What?
I don't know if they should have been in 4A to begin with.
I mean, yeah,
But I get because
but
they was probably doing it off their previous year enrollment. But
right.
at the time, I don't know if their enrollment was as low as it was the previous year. So
Yeah, but I mean, still, anyway, like, and
yeah,
you have some of the top guys playing for that Mount Zion team, so they had the
hmm
talent for sure.
exactly. I see that they hold on. Let me open the chat because I can't neglect the chat.
It said who's MC playing.
We don't know
We ain't
yet.
there yet. IC is looking for me
But
on
we
second
suspect,
round.
honestly though, we don't know who MC's playing, but we suspect it could possibly be Loyola again. So they could possibly be playing Loyola back to back weeks. We
Yeah,
suspect, but we
say
don't we don't necessarily know yet for
whoever
sure.
get IC Catholic, pray for them. Yeah, IC,
Yeah,
yeah,
IC is nice.
IC is
Yeah,
nice,
and
bro,
and IC. Here's the thing: that where IC lucks up at, and crazy to say luck up, but they're one of the teams that they're probably the most battle tested team in 3A because if I'm,
for
I'm talking
sure.
about Byron blew out pretty much every team they played this year. And they haven't
Yeah,
really been battle tested. And that's not necessarily a bad thing or a knock to Byron, but when you get to the playoffs, you want to have had adversity before you get to the playoffs. You know what I mean?
definitely.
And with IC on the other hand, they have 3 losses, but a lot of those 3 losses were close ones, I believe. And we
Yeah,
mentioned that they lost to the defending state champions Nazareth, who won 5A last year by a field goal kick. So it's
yep.
like
So they lost
battle
to
tested.
Nas. They lost to Nas 24-21. They
Mm-hmm.
lost to Maris 29-28, and then they lost to St. Rita yesterday 38-21. So that's their
Yeah.
biggest loss of the season was to Rita, who played very well. But they beat St. Francis 35-28, who is probably going to be a 5A team, based off of what we've seen so far. But things could change obviously. But
Yeah.
um,
For sure. They just
yeah.
revealed 4A, so Montini gonna be playing Urban Prep.
Oh, okay.
Dubs in the chat.
For sure, for sure. But hey,
Martini's not a no though. We talk about Martini a lot. Although Martini is in 4A, in reality, they're probably like as far as skill wise, I'm not talking about what they should be, but as far as skill wise, they're probably a 5A, 6A team
yeah,
for sure. If
it
they
could
were
be
in
higher
six
than
A,
that.
if
They
they were
could
in
be
six
higher than
A,
that.
they could be competing in 6A for sure. They
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 could
would
get
probably be they'd probably be the only team that would probably compete against East St. Louis in 6A if they was in 6A. Morris will be playing Woodstock. We got Metamora. So Morris beat Morgan Park last year, but Morris looks like they fall down to 4A this year. They were in 5A last year. Metamora also drops to 4A this year. They were in 5A last year. They lost to Morgan Park. Metamora lost to Morgan Park, right? Morgan Park, right?
More. Yeah, Morgan
Yeah.
Park won that game. Yep,
Hillcrest. This is interesting. Hillcrest is sitting at 5-4, but they've been getting hot as of late. I know they
they
just beat
have.
Tinley Park and then they blew out Oak Forest, giving them their only loss last week. And they're playing
Yep.
Macomb. Then you got Rochelle playing Geneseo, Richland County, Jacksonville. Yeah. Breese Central. So I actually saw Breese Central play against Mount Zion. It was a slow first half. Second half they came out firing, but they ended up losing that game to Mount Zion. But that's their only loss of the season. It seems like if this is the Breese Central I'm thinking, yeah, this is the Breese Central I'm thinking of. Yep, the Cougars. So I mean, Breese Central in 4A. I wish I could see the bracket in its entirety. I wonder if it's on the
Yeah,
website because I
it
want to
probably
see.
is. It should be
You know,
by now.
yeah, you want to know what I want to see? I want to
But
see like where they actually like could end up playing each other as we get to the like semifinals and stuff like that.
yeah, no, I know
So
what you're saying.
so Mount Zion's gonna be playing Waterloo. Mount Zion was also a team that we
See
covered when we went
brackets.
to go see Breese Central.
All right, so yeah, they actually have the brackets up
They do.
on. on the IHSA website for anybody that's following. You go on the IHSA website, playoffs tab, and select brackets, and you can keep up with it in real time. So they're just 4A now. So let's see, 4A. Who on the other side could they see? I mean, Mount Zion is there on the opposite end.
Are you talking about
Breeze
Breeze Central?
Central. Yeah, yeah, Breeze Central on Breeze Central side. So you got Mount Zion, Rochester's there, Sacred Heart Griffin's there.
It says, "Who do y'all think Brother Rice will face?" I don't know, but I suspect they won't play anybody too challenging in the first round.
Definitely not.
They're not a number one seed though. I think Richards has that number one seed in 7A, but
Hey, and that's a good topic. I think that we should put out there is just like the
I
seeding instead of ranking, like because you have some teams who are clearly like higher ranked because of strength of schedule and wins, points, but then like you seed it completely differently, so it's kind of weird in that way, you know.
I can't speak too much on it.
Yeah, no, but somebody
Con,
made a good
con,
point on one of our YouTube comments.
they did.
I personally think that it should be seeded by ranking instead of how it is, because it kind of creates some weird matchups. All right, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'll
No,
leave
I'm
it
just
alone.
saying. I can't give my opinion. I work for the
Yeah.
association, so so I'm
Yeah.
just leave it as it is.
Yeah.
But I do suspect Brother Rice won't play anybody too crazy. At least not the first round. Because they've only lost their only loss is to Mount Carmel. But man, it's interesting to see how they were ranked. What are they, a sixth rank versus Richards being the number one?
Yeah.
Richards loses to Sandberg. I mean, Brother Rice lost to Mount Carmel.
Yeah.
Mm, I don't decide these things.
Yes, yeah, but I mean, hey, look, the thing is, it can't be perfect. Like, it's always gonna be something that
Yeah,
could
that's
be
true.
fixed. It is what it is. And in the playoffs, how I say, the best team is gonna have to make it to the end anyway. Like, you're gonna have to play the best to get there at some point. So,
That's facts.
but it's only for entertainment aspect. Like for me, last year how we talked about we want to see Loyola and Lincoln Way in the state championship, and they had to play in the semifinals. Like, we would have rather seen that them on opposite sides to meet in the final versus in the semifinals. So
Gotcha. Oh, they just pulled up the flag football highlights.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
flag football, man.
Ah, they go our video. Yes, sir, ski. They used our video, man. See, that's why I was trying to get a bunch of other creators' videos on the platform too. I think I reached out to a bunch of them, but I
Yeah.
was trying to do my best to get everybody, every creator that collab with us that had a video of some game that they needed. I was trying to get y'all on the platform for sure. So the ones that I reached out to y'all for videos, I know Keeler Captures. I reached out to kid from York, Flicks by Jay Garcia, Rod Visuals, East St. Louis. I think they're gonna get his on the platform on the episode. Who else? I mean, we captured a lot, so we covered a lot of the
Yeah.
footage ourselves because
Yeah.
we've been to these games. But when y'all see those highlights for like Brother Rice, Mount Carmel, Nazareth, maybe Morgan Park, yes, Sirski.
Bro,
Just
Morgan
know,
Park got that good win over Simeon today. Bro, them chrome helmets, bro.
yeah, bro, that
Them
shit was
chrome
crazy.
helmets. I'm like, okay, but MP always, bro. Like I mean, they're the standard. When it comes to CPL football, man.
When it
MP is
comes to
definitely the
CPL
standard.
football swag,
Yeah, bro. Everything,
they
the
when they
culture,
revealed
everything,
when
bro.
they revealed those the Halloween not the
Oh
Halloween
yeah,
costumes, but the Halloween
it was.
uniforms, the black ones,
Yeah,
black and orange, that was
hmm
cold. I remember
yeah,
Coach
bro.
CJ showed us that in advance and he was like, "Yeah, they
Yeah,
not ready for this one." I'm like, "Damn, bro."
yeah. They
But the
don't.
chrome helmets, that's crazy. That's East St. Louis level right there.
Yeah, and East St. Louis got most. They got a blue
Yeah.
chrome, they got a silver chrome, they got East St. Louis be going
They
crazy,
different,
bro.
bro.
Like I don't know how you can't be a fan of East St. Louis. Like they just, you feel me? But
Yeah.
they
Hold
dropped
on.
one today though. To IMG. I was watching that game earlier.
Yeah, but you know what happened when they play anybody in Illinois, so it really
Yeah,
don't matter. They
yeah,
they they have those, they schedule those games on purpose, bro.
yeah, Yeah. And then the thing with that is like they're not even scheduling just to say that we did it. Like they're scheduling those games and they're competing. Like when you watch those games against, like for instance, ING, even though this is not about East St. Louis and IMG right now, it's about the playoff appearance.
It's on
But they made
commercial
a lot
break.
of good plays and they were competing. They forced IMG to punt. They had some early turnovers, but they were moving the ball well and were able to score. But it's just the mistakes. They made a lot of mistakes early on. And when you playing teams of that caliber with that much talent, the team that makes the least amount of mistakes is probably gonna win the game majority of the time. But yeah, like you said, those games are prepping them. They're gonna come to Illinois, and 6A is in trouble. But hey, I think Naz is we can't count Naz out at all. Naz is still here, and hopefully they meet up in the state championship. That's what I want to see, Naz and East St. Louis. But we'll find out soon if that will happen or they'll play in the semifinals, which is gonna piss me off because I do not want to see that.
So we're approaching 5A right now. Real quick. Oh yeah, they talking about girls flag football. I mess with it. I like it. I
For
like how they
sure, they
shouting it out,
deserve it.
man. Yes,
For
Sirski.
sure, they
Yes,
deserve it.
Sirski. Real quick, can you check the chat real quick? Make sure we're not missing any messages. But I want to look at this
Uh,
playoff outlook to see who Montini, what interesting matchup Montini can play on this side of the bracket. So shout out our SSC school, by the way, Hillcrest.
for sure.
5-4, they get into the playoffs, but they're facing Macomb. I don't know too much about Macomb, but do you see Hillcrest getting out the first round?
I definitely could see them getting out the first round. They've been playing well, extremely
Mm.
well on the back end of this season, and they have the athletes. They got Max Carmichael, the big time defensive end, committed to Purdue.
Yeah, somebody was actually telling me about a kid that there was a video that collabed with us. I think his number is 7. I can't think of his name right now, so I apologize. But they were saying that this is his first year playing football, and he plays basketball.
I'm not surprised, man. I'm not surprised.
Real quick,
Hillcrest has the athletes, but I can see them making it out. I can see them making it out for sure.
most definitely. If I look at some other matchups in three, so 3A don't really got that many. I mean, 4 of them got the really big matchups. Mount Zion and Sacred Heart Griffin, they could eventually play. Mm. So Prairie Ridge is an interesting team, but the matchup that okay, Morgan Park versus St. Francis. So
They
as
just
we know, yeah, they released 5A. So
okay.
first round, Morgan Park gonna play St. Francis. So as we
Man, man,
know,
man.
Kenwood played St. Francis the first game of the season at Gately Stadium, and they should have won that game.
For sure.
How do you think Morgan Park would match up against St. Francis?
I think the same way, honestly. I mean, they have the athletes, and when we talked about Kenwood and Morgan Park, we talked about Kenwood having the better defense. Like, and I think defensively, Morgan Park is really good. But again, it's always going to come down to the offensive efficiency and how well they play. But it's going to be a shootout because St. Francis has a great offense as well. We Brock Phillip, the quarterback, and then we got Zachary Washington, the receiver that's going to Michigan State. So you have a lot of talent on that St. Francis team who's also been playing well this year. But this is actually a rematch from 2 years ago. I remember Morgan Park playing St. Francis in the playoffs. I don't remember what round. I believe it was the opening round as well. And St. Francis beat them 2 years ago in the playoffs. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. I'm definitely looking forward to that one. That's definitely one of the games that's going to be on the top of the list.
Yeah,
Game to
another one I
watch.
want to call out is Kankakee versus Lamont. The reason why I'm shouting it out is because
Mm,
Lamont is in the SSC, but Lamont
for
hasn't been
sure.
playing well. Lamont has fallen these last 2 games of the season to Richards and then just to Oak Forest. But they play Kankakee. Kankakee just lost to Crete Moni last night.
Yep.
What? Who you think got that matchup? I'm gonna call it. I will say probably Kankakee. We'll probably get
Yeah.
that one.
I'll call it Kankakee as well.
Hmm. Providence plays Springfield. So if whoever wins between Kankakee and Lamont, they play the winner between Providence and Springfield. I want to look at this bracket a little more broader because
Yeah.
I got it. They got it up on the website with 5A, and if I look, so Prairie Ridge has been dominating teams. I got them beating Vernon Hills, but Morgan Park could play the winner between Prairie Ridge, not Morgan Park. Morgan Park and St. Francis could be playing the winner between Prairie Ridge and Vernon Hills. Um, King is in there too. I see King is here at 5-4. They'll be playing
Shout out
agricultural
King.
science, 8-1 team. Corliss is in there, 7-2. They'll be playing Lakeview.
TF North there
Bulls.
at
It's
11.
a
Paul
lot of it's a
Morley.
lot of CPL teams in here, bro.
Yeah.
We got Bulls, Noble Bulls playing Belvedere North.
Yeah, Bulls College
Um,
Prep. Shout out them.
Caneland playing Lakes.
Oak Forest.
St. Patrick gets
Champ.
in playing Wakanda.
Okay.
Where do you see Oak Forest at?
Oak Forest is playing Champaign Centennial, 5-4. The bottom. Oak Forest is the 2 seed.
Why can I see this? Oh, it's not scrolling down. That's why. Um, Kerry Grove.
Providence.
Oh yeah, there go that footage again, baby. Yes,
Who they
Sirski.
showing?
Not Nas, and they
Oh,
credited us all
nice.
season. But
Oh,
yeah, they showing the Whitney Young highlights. Hopefully they show the Kenwood one.
okay, for
Yeah,
sure.
Sirski, baby. Yeah, Sirski. Yeah,
Yeah, we got some good
I see
matchups.
Nas
I
having a
like
big
five
play.
A.
Yeah, I like 5A a lot too.
I
Because
like
even
5A.
Washington's having a good season. You mentioned Oak Forest.
Yeah.
Oak Forest could potentially play the winner between Bloomington High School. Started off with pretty hot this season. I mean, they played some tough opponents when they met like normal. I think it was normal community,
Hmm.
but and some other teams in their conference. But I see Providence Catholic, Springfield. I saw Cary Grove somewhere. Oh, Cary Grove plays
Yeah, right here.
Sycamore. Sycamore is 5-4. So Cary Grove is in 5A this year.
Yeah.
Last year they were in 6A, so they were another one of those teams that's in a different class this year.
Man,
Um,
I'm kind of looking forward to the possibility of Cary Grove Prairie Ridge rematch and possibly the semifinals, bro. That's gonna be a good one because they opened the season, I believe, right? And Prairie Ridge beat Cary Grove to open the season, I believe, the first game, right?
yeah, something like that. They played one of the
Yeah.
earlier games in the season. I don't know if it was necessarily the
Yes.
first game, but it could have been.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Let
Cary
me check.
Grove. Will Cary Grove meet Prairie Ridge on this side of the bracket? Let's see.
Yeah, semi at the semifinals they
Oh
can
yeah, so
meet.
they can meet in the semifinals. So that'd be a good one to
Yep.
be eyeing.
Yeah.
Because Cary Grove is consistently good throughout the years. So
I guess it's
um,
another year for me not getting my Cary Grove versus East St.
you
Louis
don't
state
want we
champion.
don't want it this year though.
Bro, I want I
We
know I
don't want
want
it
to
this
see that.
year.
I gotta witness one, bro. Like I
No,
just got to,
no,
man.
nobody wants to hear me and hear me now. Nobody wants to see East St. Louis in the playoffs. I was at tennis earlier today and they were talking about it. It was
Mm.
just like we in, but please don't give us East St. Louis. Literally was
Bro,
the response
it's a
verbatim.
team.
We're
It's a
in, but
team
please
out
don't
there.
give us East St. Louis.
It's a couple teams out there that had East St. Louis number, and Cary Grove is one of them.
Cary Grove is
Cary
one of
Grove is
them.
one of the schools that says that we could beat East St. Louis if we see them in the state
But that's
championship.
damn
So
near ancient history now, I'll be honest.
that was like a couple years ago.
I know, and that's why I say it's ancient history. Here's the thing though,
Uh,
East St. Louis team last year, they were the top one of the top teams in the nation, bro.
yeah, I
In the
mean they are this
nation.
year. They are every
Not
year, you
not
know.
not I'm talking about top 10.
Yeah, top. Yeah, they were
This
really
year they
good
not
last
top
year.
10 cuz
Nah,
cuz last year they lost to what IMG by 1 point.
1 point. Yeah,
So,
but
yeah, bro.
IMG is much better this year than they were last year, though. But no, but still, yeah. I mean, a top 30 team in the country consistently, top 25 some years. But yeah, they are. I don't care, bro. I want to see that. That's like a iconic 6A matchup that I would love to see one
The
day. So
triple
hopefully,
option from Cary Grove.
yeah, that
Another thing I want to
flexible offense.
Yeah, not
You
my
said
bad.
what?
Another thing I want to point out, Thornton TF North, not Thornton Fractional North, TF North.
Yeah,
They are in at 6-3 as an 11 seed playing Morton.
for sure. Shout
Do
out
we
Coach
see?
Pigs.
Yeah, shout out
Shout
Coach
out North.
Pigs. Yeah,
Our boys from South did
one of
not
the
make the
first
playoffs
Coach Pigs is one of the first coaches that did an interview with us.
for sure.
And I don't think Coach Pigs realized how that opened the door for a lot of. It was either Coach Pigs or Coach Murphy. Who did we do the interview with first?
I think it was Pigs.
It was Pigs first,
I'm
right?
sure it was. No, I don't remember. It was so long ago. It was either Pigs or
It
Murph,
was
but it
Pigs
was
because that was like a very good like effect because that helped us out a lot. Like
it was Pigs. It was
I
North. It was North. It was
I
North
don't
for
think
sure.
Pigs realized how much that helped us out a lot, like for sure.
Yeah,
Because then after that, shortly after that, we did an interview with Coach Murphy. We even did an interview with Lincoln Way East's track team. So like coaches really started like
I forgot
trusting
about
us
Lincoln Way East
as a
track.
respected source after that. So Nazareth is
Yeah,
playing. Sorry, no disrespect, but yeah. Uh, but they could be facing Wheaton Warrenville South in the second round with the winner between Highland Park and Wheaton Warrenville South. Wheaton Warrenville South beat St. Charles North, was it right?
yep.
Yeah,
And then they
so
just played Batavia, and then Batavia kind of blew them out last night.
I
So
like Batavia,
yeah,
but
Batavia,
that's
a
7A though.
sleeper. Yeah, a sleeper. I would say more than coming off of last year and like this year. But we'll
Yeah,
see. We'll see what that's looking like. But 5A, I like 5A, but definitely eyeing that 8 seed versus 9 seed Morgan Park and St. Francis game. It's gonna be a good one.
let me pull up the 6A bracket real quick because they just released it. So Nazareth, we mentioned, is playing. I don't even know how to pronounce this team's name. No disrespect, sorry, but we suspect that with Nazareth with one loss, their only loss coming to Mount Carmel. Everybody, a lot of teams have gotten only one loss to Mount Carmel this year. So,
Yeah.
gotten a loss from Mount Carmel this year. I mean, an interesting matchup that I want to see though. So I see
Man, let's
Libertyville. I
talk
see
about 16 seed Joliet Catholic getting in at 4-5. Starting the season off rough too. They fought and got back in, man. How you feel
I can't
about
tell. I
that?
can't tell if you trolling or not, bro. No disrespect though. No
Hey,
disrespect, but
four
I
and
can't tell
five.
if
I
you
mean,
trolling.
I ain't trolling, bro. 4-5, man. They get in, man.
With all due respect though, 4-5, I never expected because even Shepherd, if we're looking here, Shepherd's in at 4-5.
Yeah.
So it looks like, oh look, even here, Shepherd would be playing Bradley Bourbonnais. Bradley
Oh, so
Bourbonnais
Bradley's
falls to 6A.
6A.
Hey, 6A shaking up now,
A
baby.
little bit they
Let's
make it a
get
little
it.
bit interesting. Bradley in
Because
6A.
because now, because Bradley Bourbonnais being in 7A, I thought they would have competed well in 7A, but now that they're in 6A.
And then now that opens up the door for Crete. The 3 seed is playing Quincy, the
Oh my
14 seed. We could
gosh.
get a
And
Bradley
then
versus
Dunlop,
Crete rematch.
we could get a Bradley versus Crete rematch in the quarterfinals, it looks like. Wait,
Yeah.
is that the
Wait,
quarterfinals or the
they
semifinals?
come semis. They can meet in the
Semifinals.
semis. Yes.
Dunlap could play the Crete could potentially play the winner between Dunlap and Pekin. And I think Dunlap will win that game. And I would love to see a matchup between
Yeah,
Crete
that
and
would be
Dunlap
nice.
because Dunlap
Yeah.
lost to Richards last year,
Yeah.
and we were at that game,
Yep.
and that was one of the best games of the playoffs last year. I don't care what
Yeah.
nobody say, but
Yeah, it
Max Sutter
definitely was.
is the top player from Dunlap, going to Alabama.
Alabama.
Nice. Shout out Keeler. His videos on here. Keeler captures.
For
Yes,
sure.
Sirski. Yes, Sirski. I like how they using the footage, man. I
Yeah, that's
respect it.
nice, man. Putting and getting the creators some exposure
Getting
and
the
stuff. So that's
creators
what's
some
up.
exposure, bro. Shout out Keeler captures. He captured the Nazareth versus Mount Carmel game for us, but I felt he did such a great job. It was only right to get him the exposure
For
of that.
sure.
Um,
East St. Louis is playing Plainfield East. What is the score?
yeah.
What do
Sorry.
you
Okay.
call?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here's my thing though. East St. Louis has blown out every team in Illinois that they played.
Yeah.
And obviously, y'all can say, "Oh, but they haven't beaten national competition." Yeah, so that doesn't matter though. They're not gonna
Yeah.
play a nationally ranked team in the playoffs.
Nope.
So
Yeah,
East
so it's
St.
looking
Louis,
like, man, their trip to the state finals is looking. I mean, who challenges them on that side to stop them from getting there? I mean, you got Bradley.
uh,
Bradley is probably the most high power offense that I see on this side that could, that can potentially get put up a fight just because of the talent that they have. But
and
other than
Bradley
that, I
can
mean,
meet them in the
Cree,
semis.
huh?
Bradley's can meet them in the semis or the
Yeah, it'll be the
quarterfinals.
semis. So Bradley will be able to meet them in the semis. So Bradley, Cree, Dunlap, you know, either one of those teams will probably be projected to make it to the semis. But on East St. Louis is in, Glenwood is there, not and sitting at 9-0. But
They're on the other
uh,
side.
yeah, so Simeon is there. Shout out Simeon, 12 seed 5-4.
Yeah. So if you're asking me what team do I think can challenge them on this side of the bracket, it's probably Bradley.
Yeah.
But if you want my honest opinion, I can't say that.
Hey, well, look, I'm saying I would like to see Naz and East St. Louis. At least we could get that. They're not on the same side of the bracket. So Naz and East St. Louis, 6A state finals. That's what it's looking like for me. So that'll be an
Well, so
interesting
who's
one.
the challenge Naz on the other side of the bracket then? Because we got Nazareth, we got Wheaton Warrenville South. Um, let's
Fenwick,
see.
Fenwick,
Is Fenwick
Fenwick.
here? What do you
Yeah,
see Fenwick?
Fenwick.
Oh, Fenwick. Okay,
Yeah,
so
11
Fenwick is in
seed
6A.
Fenwick. Yep.
So
So
Fenwick
Fenwick.
has been pretty much 6A the majority of the season,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because they was 6A last year when they played brother. No, they was Brother Rice
Brother Rice
6A or
last year.
7A? Was Brother
Probably
Rice six A
seven
and
eight. Brother
seven A
Rice had
last
to be
year?
7-8. They definitely weren't. I don't know. We have to go back and check. I'm not sure.
Okay. But yeah,
But
Fenwick,
yeah,
I
but
do think
Fenwick
Fenwick is a team that can challenge Nazareth. I
for
truly believe
sure,
that
for
because
sure.
Fenwick is a good team this year. They've
Yeah, for
lost
sure.
to tough teams this year. They have
Yeah,
three losses. So they lost to
Mount
Nat
Carmel.
they lost to both of the Carmels really. So the Carmel
Yeah.
Catholic and Mount Carmel, and then they lost to Montini Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
All of these are good teams.
Definitely.
So I'd see, and so we talk about being battle tested all the time. I see Fenwick making a big run in the playoffs. They will have to meet the second round. They'll meet the winner between Riverside, Brookfield, and Rolling Meadows. Um, I don't know. I see, but then again, they still got to get past Kennedy. Uh, Shout out Kennedy. I think I added one of those players to Friday Night Five a couple weeks ago or last week, or whatever. But Fenwick, I think, is a team that could challenge Nazareth and on this side of the bracket if they were to
Yeah.
meet in the semifinals. Um, and I'm not mad if they have to meet in the semifinals.
No, no, I think that's a pretty good matchup to get to state.
Yeah.
But
Obviously, I know some people are probably thinking like, "Why are we jumping ahead and stuff?" But I think I see Nazareth getting to the semifinals on this side of the bracket, and I'm gonna bet on Fenwick getting to the semifinals to play each other. And I think Fenwick could potentially win that game. And the main reason I say this is because they played Brother Rice, not Brother Rice. They played Mount Carmel closer than what Nazareth did.
yeah,
Now, given Nazareth did play Mount Carmel at the beginning of the season, and you know how things happen at the beginning of the season versus the end of the season, things change a lot. You learn your personnel a lot better. You know how to play teams better. But I do think Fenwick is a really good team. And I'm saying that with them dropping 2 games in 2 weeks.
yeah.
So they're releasing 7A right now. This is the one we've been waiting for, baby. All right, 7A is my favorite class this year. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull up the bracket because I think the stream moves way too slow for me. So Richards, as I mentioned, is the number one seed. They're gonna be playing Edwardsville. Edwardsville, I don't think is the same Edwardsville team from last year, given
No,
because last year they actually competed with a very good East St. Louis team last year. This year they actually got blown out and they have a losing record of 4-5.
yeah,
So I see Richards coming out victorious in that game. Richards' only loss is to Sandberg. Shout out those boys in Orland Park.
for sure.
But Richards, same record. They're going into the playoffs with the same record they had last year with one loss. So Richards
Yep,
is looking, and that was the second game of the season they lost last year.
yep.
So ironically, but
And the
you
big
know,
difference this season is you don't have East St. Louis in your brackets. So last year they had to
very
see East
factual.
St. Louis, and that's what stopped them from getting there because they was rolling.
Mhm.
Miles Mitchell and they were rolling, but you run into East St. Louis, it's tough.
Yep. Uh, so we see Hersey is playing Walter Payton. Shout out CPL school. Hersey St. Rita's in it with 5-4 playing
Hmm.
Guilford 8-1. Now with St. Rita being in, could they meet Brother Rice in 7A on this side of the bracket?
I think
No,
so. Even
no,
e-
they can't. The only way they'll meet Brother Rice, because Brother Rice is on the
so they'll meet in the state. They have to play in the finals.
Brother Rice is on the other side of the bracket. Ooh, could we
Yeah,
potentially see now St. Rita getting in? Do we see St. Rita making a run?
I think so.
I think
Even
so
though I
too.
think, bro,
Because they
St.
were
Rita has,
battling injuries, right?
bro, that and they play a super tough schedule as well.
Let
I
me
think they
stop
play
you.
one.
Let me stop you. Let me stop
Go
you
ahead,
real quick.
go ahead. What's going on?
Glenboro
We
West
on.
is in 7A. Glenboro West is in 7A. They're playing Willowbrook first game, first round. Then Downers Grove, they'll play the winner between Downers Grove North and Prospect.
Crazy.
So we didn't Glenboro West just play Downers Grove North and lost?
Yeah,
That's their only loss.
Downers Grove North. Yeah, they lost to Glenbar West. Yeah, Downers
No,
Grove North lost to Glenbar
so who
West.
just beat Glenboro West to give them their first loss?
It was York that beat Glenbar
Ah,
West.
that's what it was. It was York. Okay, so
Yep.
I'm tripping. But DGN and a matchup between Glenboro West, we could potentially see a rematch there. Brother Rice is playing Jefferson, a 5-14, so I figured they wouldn't play anybody too tough.
Right.
I honestly think maybe Brother Rice should have been the number one seed, but
But
it
hey,
is what it is. So let's look
yeah.
at this real quick. So Brother Rice, I said is my favorite to win. But other teams that I think can challenge them on this side of the bracket, Carmel with Trey Taylor at the quarterback position. They played some tough teams. Lost to Montini Catholic close. We also got St. Charles North on this side of the bracket. They could play.
Hmm.
Kenwood is playing Prosser. Kenwood, I think, can probably challenge
Make a
Brother Rice for
run.
sure. I know they. I think they scrimmage each other in the summer. But then we also have. Oh no, man. Then we also have Lincoln Way West on this side of the bracket. Can they challenge Brother Rice? But then the other team that could challenge Brother Rice is Glenboro West and Downers Grove North on this
And
side of the
but
bracket.
we still even got Batavia even on that side.
Batavia's on this side too. Why do I keep
But
scrolling over people? No,
yeah, we got
Batavia's not
no
on this
no. I'm saying,
side.
huh?
Batavia's not on
No,
this
no.
side of the
Batavia's on.
bracket
I'm
though.
saying Batavia's on the other side.
Oh yeah,
So
so then we
Batavia could, yeah, they could potentially see them like in the state finals, which would be a good one.
yeah, bro. So Richards, shout out Richards getting a number one seed. St.
Yeah.
Rita's there. Revis is in. They'll be playing Liquid Way Central. Revis is
Shout out
sitting at six and
Revis.
three. I know they've been having a pretty good season this year. Um, Batavia will play Hoffman Estates, sitting at 7-2. I like Batavia making another run this year.
I do too.
Shout out Andrew. Andrew got in there at 5-4. It looks like they pulled it together throughout the season. Yorkville 7-2. They'll be playing Glenbar North. But so really, I mean, if I'm looking at this side of the bracket, I know I see Richards making a run, but then they could be running into Hershey or Walter Payton next week. And then eventually, if they make a bigger run, they could potentially run into St. Rita or Liquid Way Central or
Yeah.
Revis.
Or Revis. Shout out to
Um,
SSC.
which side of the bracket for 7A do you like more? I think I like the bottom half to see it more interesting because a lot of those tougher teams with not that many losses are there on the bottom half. So we got Glenboro West, I mentioned, Brother Rice, obviously, Downers Grove North, Lincoln Way West, Kenwood,
Kenwood.
Carmel.
Yeah.
That side of the
Yeah,
bracket,
it's definitely, yeah. That
yeah,
side of the bracket is
that
crazy. The
side of the
bottom half
bracket. I'm
is
gonna just
nuts.
say it right now. 7A is the best and most entertaining class this year. I'm not gonna say as
I
far as
think
best
so.
as far as like skill and competition, but entertainment though for sure.
Yeah, I think so
Like,
too. And you've been calling it. You said it at the beginning of the year. You said that 7A is probably going to be the most exciting class
hey,
for
sometimes
sure.
I be saying things that be correct. They said
And
Brad.
then just imagine like Bradley got moved down. So imagine if Bradley was in 7A as well. It would have been crazy.
They said Bradley got a really good draw. I agree.
Yeah, I
For them
agree.
to get pushed down to 6A, I thought they would compete well in 7A, but for them to get moved down to 6A, I think they can really compete. And I think
Yeah,
they're one of the teams that can challenge East St. Louis.
yeah,
But
I think so.
we know how East St. Louis is for real.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Uh,
tough.
but
Man, forget
yeah.
it. Just bump East St. Louis to 8A. Make this thing real interesting.
So I think they can. What you can only play up max 2 classes, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, because
I
I
don't know what
think
the
they're
limits
supposed to
are.
be in a lower class based on their enrollment for sure.
Well, it get tricky if we get into this, then we'll be here all day. But
We'll
it's
be
just
all
kind of,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see in 6A, man. But it's looking like they'll go two in a row, back to back in 6A.
So we're the one we've been waiting for is 8A.
8A, man.
8A,
The big dogs.
I don't think it's the same no more. Like I said, Mount Carmel was playing Loyola again. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's very hilarious. Lincoln Way East is on the same side of the bracket as Mount Carmel, so it looks like they could play each other in the quarterfinals. That.
We get the Lions and York rematch, and they
Man,
just
man,
played yesterday.
man, cut the BS, bro.
Well,
Cut the BS, bro.
that's
Bro,
what's going on,
come on, bro. Come on, bro.
man.
Come on, bro.
Hey,
Come on, bro. I don't want to say what I'm saying, but you know what I'm thinking right now, bro.
it,
Come on,
it
bro.
be like that, man. It be like that.
Bro.
What
Come
are you
on,
gonna
bro.
do? What are you gonna do, bro?
All I'm saying is last year we got Lincoln Way East and Loyola in the semifinals. This year we could potentially get Brother Rice. I know Brother Rice. Why I keep saying that? Mount Carmel and Lincoln Way East in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, this is yeah, and then yeah,
Come on, bro.
yeah. That's going back to what we was talking about earlier. It's just that the way that it's seeded versus like ranking versus how they seeding it, just record. It's like that's what you get. So you won't see the big time matchups just depending on the records and how they seed it. It's not based on ranking. So
Here's my
because
thing. Here's my thing, though, bro. I'm not talking about, bro, bro. like, bro. There's two sides of the bracket, bro,
yeah,
bro.
but this is the same
Ah,
conversation we had last year.
I
Literally the
don't
same
like
thing.
this. I ain't gonna say I don't like it. Sandberg's gonna be playing Lockport. I see that right here.
So another
A
rematch. We
rematch.
got
A
some good
rematch.
rematches happening in the
Yeah.
first round.
Love it. And some conference matchups in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I love to see it.
yeah.
Sandberg, they lost 2 games, but they've had a good season. I think they have a share of the conference now, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so they have a share of the conference. First time since 1995. Shout out Coach Murph. The Murph effect is real. The
Definitely.
Murph effect is real. But if we look at this, right, let's look at the bottom half, right? Because Barreting is in there at 8-1. Got Gunbrook South had a pretty good season, 7-2. Curie is in there at 8-1, but they're on that other side of this. Anywho, HF is there at 5-4. Sandberg, we mentioned that they're playing a rematch between Lockport. They lost to Lockport, actually. That's one of their losses. They lost to Lockport and they lost to Naperville North, right?
Yep.
Um, but Sandberg's gonna have a rematch between Lockport. That could be a good game to eye. But then if they win, they could potentially have another rematch if HF beats Curie. Maine South is on that other side of the bracket. They'll be playing Downers Grove South. I mean, on this same side of the bracket, they be playing Downers Grove South. Hinsdale Central is in there at 6-3, as well as South Elgin. Is South Elgin what's his name? Gavin Mueller? Is that South Elgin?
Um,
Tight
I
end going to
believe I
Colorado?
believe so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so they be playing Hinsdale Central. Lane Tech is 8-1, and they'll be playing
Yep.
Perspectives. Lane Tech is 8-1.
Yep. Eight
Good
and
job for
one.
Lane Tech for
Turnaround from last year.
yeah. And then Naperville North will be playing Oswego. They're at 6-3. So okay, I like the bottom part of the bracket better than the top half.
Uh, I can't. Nah, I don't. The top half is definitely Mount Carmel, Loyola, Lincoln Way East. Like,
Warren is in there on the top half of the
yeah,
bracket.
yeah.
Bolingbrook is
Lutre
in there at
and
7-2.
Bolingbrook has had a great season this year.
York and Lions, I do like that matchup, that rematch. And
Hmm.
then Frem sitting at 8-1 plays Huntley. We could see a matchup between Frem, um, Lions or York. I think Frem would probably beat Huntley, but then again, anything can happen in the playoffs.
Yeah, want to see what type of run Frem goes on.
Whitney Young is sitting there. Whitney Young is in 8A this year. Wow. They were the number one seed in 7A last year.
Yep.
But Whitney Young only loss comes to Morgan Park, but they're sitting in 8A. You see Whitney Young getting far in the playoffs?
Um,
They'll have to meet
I
Mount
don't know.
Carmel.
Yeah.
Or they actually have to meet
Mm,
probably Lincoln Way East before Mount Carmel. No disrespect to Stevenson.
don't count them out.
Oh yeah, because Lincoln Way East is battling injuries.
Yeah. Don't count them out. Who knows?
Hmm. So
But yeah, I'm interested for this to get going, bro. We got some
there
interesting matchups.
there has it. The brackets have been revealed.
How we feeling?
We're gonna have to film tomorrow to actually break down and get
Break
our thoughts
down.
together,
Yeah.
and also recap the last week of the season.
Yeah, for sure.
But I want to talk about some matchups for next week. I don't really got my thoughts together, so we don't got to really tap into it right now. But there we go. The brackets are here. I just find it hilarious that Mount Carmel and Loyola are playing each other back to back weeks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's hilarious, bro.
What
That
if
is
what if what
hilarious.
if it happens, man? Shock to stay. They get another shot because they weren't totally out of this
They
game.
weren't
They
totally out of
weren't
the game
totally out
yesterday,
of it,
bro. They
So
weren't. That's
you
why I was
know
saying they were not totally out of the game. So it's like,
what a way to
uh,
shake what a way to shake everything up if they could pull that off a first round victory
uh,
over Mount Carmel. But likely no. Possible, of course. Anything is possible.
anything is possible. Anything is possible. Yeah.
Let's do it, man. IHSA football playoff time is here. Season is almost over, bro.
Crazy.
Season. Yeah.
I can't believe it. What do we do after this? Where do our
Get
lives go from here?
get ready for some basketball, man.
Basketball, we're gonna talk about some interesting stuff when basketball come around
We
because a
definitely
lot
got
of
a
stuff
lot.
has changed with basketball.
A lot of stuff has changed and a lot of things are happening.
Definitely.
So
Um, Shoot, we've been going for 54 minutes. I don't, it is what
yeah,
it is, man.
for
I do.
sure.
It's a lot of rematches. Overall, it's going to be a lot of rematches as we predicted coming into the playoffs. A lot of rematches first week of the playoffs. I just can't believe Mount Carmel is playing Loyola again, and this up this time they're gonna be playing at Mount Carmel. It seems so.
That's a tough
That's
one.
different.
That's a tough one. That's a
Um,
tough outing, man.
Honestly, my favorite matchup is probably in 8A is probably between York and Lions. Is it York and
Yeah.
Lions this rematch here? But then also, if we take it back to 5A, I would like to see how Morgan Park matches up against St. Francis this year, just because Morgan Park played Kenwood. And if you ask me, they probably should have won that game against Kenwood, but then Kenwood probably should have won that game against St. Francis. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. Brock Phillip,
Yeah.
um, Nazir Rankin on Morgan Park. Yeah, we'll see. Carmelo
Well,
Reed, Morgan Park, but I don't know, man. Um,
yeah, we'll see.
I don't know. Yeah, Edgy Tim got Brother Rice winning 7A. Yeah, yeah. He got
Man,
Providence winning 5A.
bro. So what's going how upset do you think people are going to be after the Catholic school sweep again? Cuz that's what it's looking like, brother. That's what it's looking. If Mount Carmel wins 8A, Brother Rice wins 7A, East St. Louis wins 6A, 5A. Mm,
I say people are gonna be mad about anything, bro. And the thing is like when you try to fix one thing or adjust something to make certain people happy, another group of people are gonna be displeased with how things are going. So it's
yeah.
you're never gonna make anybody happy. And I think the main reason why we get caught up on this is because not only did majority of the championships went to the same conference, a lot of them won more than once.
Yeah.
Loyola three-peated, Mount Carmel three-peated, Nazareth three-peated.
Yep.
And then I think Montini may have went back to back and they could three-peat this year. So it's like
Yeah.
that's why. And the thing is that I don't know if people would be this mad if they weren't from the same conference.
No, I think they'll still be mad.
You think so?
Yeah.
But here's the thing: will they sweep this year? Because we
I don't
said
know.
Nazareth. If we see Nazareth going to the state finals, they have to. We predict that East St. Louis will go to the state finals.
Yeah.
I don't know if I see Nazareth beating East St. Louis.
No, that may be the only. I think that's the only one, and that's only because of St. Louis. The same thing with last year.
Who could Montini meet? Because they could be challenged. Let me look at that real quick.
Montini, Foray. I mean, I don't know, bro. I mean, no,
Who's gonna
nobody.
challenge Montini? Maybe
You got
Morris.
Mount
Maybe
Zion there.
you got Morris. Mount Zion only has one loss. Maybe Rochester only has one loss. Carterville is undefeated.
Yeah, but I think Montini's just playing on another level right now, bro. And you got
Israel
Israel
Abrams.
Abrams, one of the top quarterbacks in the nation. I just, and I mean, any team can be beaten, obviously. But if we're kind of predicting what's gonna happen, I mean, I think that our favorite to win, or I'll just speak for myself, my favorite to win 4A is definitely Montini. Like, and it's not even close.
Hmm.
So you may see 8-7-4 for sure. 5A, I mean, who knows? St. Francis could maybe make a run. Who knows? Prairie Ridge, they could probably, so I don't know. I don't know. We'll see though.
Hmm.
We'll see.
Let's do 5A real quick. Who you got winning 5A?
Yeah, like I was saying, I like St. Francis. Prairie Ridge has been dominant, so they're the number one team. They've dominated everybody, even beating Cary Grove. Kankakee is still there. It's a good team. I'm gonna go with St. Francis. I'm gonna
Winning
rock with St.
5A.
Francis. Yeah, I'm gonna go with St.
So you
Francis.
got them beating Morgan Park?
Yeah,
Can't believe you, man.
yeah, bro. I think St. Francis will pull it off.
Think so?
Think so.
I don't know, man.
What you
I
think?
I I I don't know.
I like St.
I think
Francis.
it'd be a good. It's definitely an interesting matchup between St. Francis and Morgan Park, though. And the main reason why I'm saying that is because the way St. Francis played against Kenwood,
Yeah.
but that is
No,
week
it's,
one of
it's
the
gonna be a
season,
great game. It's gonna be definitely gonna be a great game.
and it looks like they will. They haven't determined the site yet, so I would
But
guess with Morgan Park being the higher seed, they have the decision to choose if they want to play on the road or if they want to play technically at home. In this one, I would probably choose to play at home just
you get some.
because when Kenwood played at Gately, had a better chance. I don't know if they necessarily play at Gately, but I think that's the way it works. Morgan Park would be in the higher seed. They have the choice to either play on the road or play at home. Because then next week, I think we're, I think regardless they play on the road
And then that
next.
second round matchup could be interesting
That's
if
what I'm saying.
Kent,
The second
you know,
round, they're regardless they'll play on the road.
yeah.
What was you
But
saying? My bad.
no, I was just saying that second round is gonna be interesting if Morgan Park can defeat St. Francis and there'll be a rematch with King. They get to play King again in the second round. That'll be interesting.
Who?
Morgan Park.
No, Morgan Parker play the
Wait,
one in
oh
between
yeah, I'm
Prairie
looking at the wrong. My
Ridge.
bad, I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah, Prairie
Yeah.
Ridge.
Dang, you I don't think I've ever seen me personally the amount of Chicago teams in this area of the bracket like this. Like two Chicago teams playing for round one, Corliss, Lakeview, and then King and Agricultural Science. And then the following week another Chicago team be playing each other.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Shout out my brother Gucci. Nah, but I think 5A. You said St. Francis.
Yeah.
I would love to see Morgan Park make a run. I would love to see another Chicago Public League team win again this year. Did St. Francis beat Providence earlier in the season?
I think Providence beat St. Francis, if I'm not
Because
mistaken. Let me
Providence is on
check.
the other half of the bracket, and they would face, if they were to meet St. Francis, they'd face them in the state championship. And then 6A, boy. Oh my gosh, 6A.
No, St. Francis beat Providence 47-35.
Okay. So, all right. 6A East St. Louis, 7A. I got Brother Rice, 8A Mount Carmel.
Well, you said, wait, say that again?
6A, I have East St. Louis. 7A, I have Brother Rice. 8A, I have Mount Carmel.
What about 5A? What do you got there?
5A,
You don't know?
I'm going to have to say I don't know. But I suspect that we could potentially see Providence in the state championship just
Okay.
because they've been playing good football. And do I really see anybody on this side of the bracket challenging Providence? Maybe Washington. Maybe Washington. But I don't know if I really see anybody on this side of the bracket challenging Providence. No disrespect to Oak Forest because we love the great season y'all had, but y'all did get blown out by Hillcrest. So it is what it is.
No.
Providence has definitely been more battle tested with being playing a Catholic League schools. So I do see Providence probably coming out on this side of the bracket. On the top half of the bracket, I mean, I feel like it'd be easy to say Prairie Ridge, but I don't really know too much about them other than they are undefeated and they have been rolling teams.
Right.
Where's Cary Grove? Cary Grove is on the top half of the bracket, so
Yeah.
Cary Grove could probably make a run as well. Wakanda looks like they're undefeated too, now though, but I don't know who to call it. I mean, I can say I could potentially see Providence there. I could potentially see Cary Grove because Cary Grove just notoriously wins championships. Maybe a Prairie Ridge. Shit, if Morgan Park beats St. Francis, maybe a Morgan Park. I just want to see another Chicago Public League team win another state
Yeah.
championship.
Definitely.
I would like to see that a lot, but I won't mind a South Suburban team winning the state championship either.
When was
I
the
just
last
don't
time
think
that happened?
I don't know, but I just don't think it's as likely because the team that would notoriously go to the state championship. Because when did last time Lamont go to the state championship with Flynn Nagel was there?
I don't
Probably my
know.
senior year,
I don't know.
maybe after that. But yeah, I honestly don't know for 5A, but 6A East St. Louis. I suspect East St. Louis and Nazareth will probably be playing for a state championship. Um, at least, at least, at least. Wait, where the heck is East St. Louis at? Why can I never? Oh, here we go. At least East St. Louis and Nazareth are on different side of the
Yeah, that's what I
brackets.
was saying. Yeah,
At
we
least
at least
that's
get to
right.
see that. Possibly get to see that state championship game, which would be a good one.
Who 7A is a toss up though. Although I do think Brother Rice will win, 7A is gonna be that one gonna be
Yeah,
this
that
side
looks
of the
like.
bracket, bro.
Yeah, that bottom half.
Bro, freaking Brother Rice, Carmel. Should I even throw Normal Community in there? Normal Community, Kenwood, Lincoln Way West, Downers Grove North. I even throw Prospect in there. Glenbrook West. Dog, that side of the bracket
Yeah,
tough.
yeah. Glenbar West coming down is
So Glenbrook
definitely add
West,
some competitiveness.
ooh, Glenbrook West can make a run.
Yeah,
But in the top half of the bracket, I mean, you got Yorkville in there, Batavia, Central, Lincoln Way Central, Rita, Richards. But I'm not. I'm. I think the bottom half of the bracket is where the real battle test will be.
yeah,
Although I do think, I mean, the top half of the bracket has good teams as well, but I think the true battle and the fight for 7A will be through the bottom half of the bracket.
yeah. We'll see though. We'll see. All the talking is done now. Now it's time to play. We gonna see how it unfold.
8A, 8A, bro. Come on, bro.
You
Come
really
on,
you really
bro.
heard about this.
Bro.
It is what it is, man. The best team is gonna get there regardless. It is what it is.
We'll see.
We'll
I'll leave it
see.
at that, bro. We're probably. You want to film tomorrow, or you want to just leave it as it is? Take a week
Uh,
off.
we'll see. We'll see. We could talk. We could discuss it. See if we
Yeah.
want to hop on and talk about it.
Maybe we should bring Rocco on.
Could bring Rock on. Talk about a little bit. Get his opinion on some things.
We'll see. We'll talk.
We'll see.
Oh, bro. But thank you all for coming to our TED Talk. We really appreciate you. Hopefully, we can do more live streams like this. This is the first
Yeah,
time. This is kind of like a test run.
for
But
sure.
hey, man, we appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming with the questions. And shout out the IHSA football. It's here. The playoffs is here. The season has come and gone, and now we're in the real part of the season. Everybody starts off 0-0, and if you lose, you go home. So everybody bring their A game. I don't want to hear no excuses or complaints. St. Rita, y'all in. I want to see y'all do well, and I want to see y'all make a run. Same thing for Richards. I would love to see Richards make a very good run this year, even though we haven't covered them a lot this year. But I would love to see them make a very good run. But I do think Brother Rice will win 7A, and 7A is probably the most entertaining class in my opinion. 8A, We got sold, but it's okay. It's all right. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. As the great brother Kendrick Lamar said, we're gonna be all right. You got any closing remarks, Fa?
It's time, man. It's playoff time. Nothing else to talk about. Like I said,
Like
it's
what
that
Drewski
time.
said, it's time.
It's time.
It's time. But outside of that, this is the off-season podcast. This is not a specific episode. We just pretty much talking and live streaming, and be looking out for the next live stream. We may live stream some games. We'll see. We'll see what we decide to do in the playoffs. But yep, tune into the playoffs next week, and hopefully your team can make it far. But outside of
Sure.
that, it's the off-season podcast. We out.